The notorious hammer-on.
Now, the hammer-on is a kind of like an in-between sharp and a soft sound. Because what you're doing is you're losing the second picking action. So you pick the first note, and then you hammer on. Now, what I think a lot of people do is when they hammer on, they don't aim for behind the string. The thing with this is, and this is the analogy, as a teenager, boxing, lots of boxing, and a coach told me, if you're going to punch somebody, don't aim for the nose, aim for the back of the head. I know it sounds brutal, but it's extremely effective because the power you generate is completely different. The power runs out here if you're aiming for the nose. If it's behind there, it follows through and you win. So when it comes to this hammer-on thing, we want to win. We want to make sure that when that finger lands, it's going all the way. And the energy is, you're imagining that you're going through the fretboard itself. And you're slamming that fingertip on there. So I've got the attack, punch through the target, and this is what hammer-ons are. Now you can release it. So hammer on there. Now when I go back to this vibrato, I soften the grip. Because if you've got that tight grip on from putting that energy in there, you're not going to move these strings. So getting used to that. And what you could do is you can do little drills. We can go where you keep one finger on and you just pick in hammer. So we've got that. Go through all your strings in your scale. I use the pinky to hammer on there. So pick, hammer. So really there's two things going on, but the hammer-on is the key to a technique called legato. Now legato means smooth. Now when we do 3-note per string stuff, the hammer-on Eddie Van Halen did hammer-on from nowhere. As your first one, so you don't even need to pick, yeah? So if you do 3-note per string stuff, legato is really powerful, and I think the guy that really influenced me a lot was Joe Satriani. If you change the G and the L around, you get gelato, which is smooth. Alan Holdsworth played everything in legato style where it was just all about hammer-ons. Hammer-ons from nowhere, which gave him this kind of fluid sound. So you think about that fluid sound, if you're wanting that, then that's where you've got to focus your attention, technique-wise. Now the thing is, what we've got with the hammer-on is its opposite component. Our fifth technique is pulling off. Now, I sometimes think that pull off is the wrong descriptor for this technique. Okay, you've got this note that's already in place. You pick a note, and then what you're doing, really, a pull off is really a pluck off. You are plucking. Okay? Pull off. When I do my pull-offs, I pull down to the next string, to the G string. Now when you combine a hammer-on and a pull-off, you get something called a trill. So I'm hammering on and pulling off. Just little bits like this. So we've got hammer-on and then we have pull-off. Now, the pull-off, if we think about it, I can hammer on from nowhere. Yeah, and the two of those work together really, really well. It's a lot quieter technique is hammering on and pulling off than the pick. Because if you think about it, the pick puts energy into the string, and that energy is changed and it's transmitted as just more sound. Yeah, so there's the amplitude is greater than hammering on. Yeah. So when you do pull-offs, you want to make your pull-offs really strong. I think when you're doing legato, that the pull-offs are the notes that put the energy back into the 3-note pattern that you could be playing, or the 2-note pattern that you're playing. So when I'm trilling, the pull-off is plucking the note here, so there's energy still in the finger there, and then when I hammer on it, then I get the appropriate volume because of that. So there's the trill, which is a mixture of the hammer-on and the pull-off at the same time. So you've got the hammer-on and the pull-off, gives you a legato. It's a wonderful way of looking at it. Now, the 7 techniques. The next one is